A fan of traditional fruitcake, then Eric has got the perfect antidote with his chocolate orange Christmas cake. On this programme, we are going to teach you how to take your baking to the next level, to the French level, to the level of gorgeousness with Eric Landlard. What's our first cake?
It's a chocolate and orange Christmas cake. I mean, nothing wrong with a Christmas cake. Even as a Frenchman, I love a good traditional Christmas cake. But sometimes you need a bit of change, you need a bit of va-va-voom on Christmas Day, and this is going to be the great alternative. So here in my bowl, I got some unsalted butter, and I zoomed them together with some light and dark muscovado sugar. Now I'm going to add 3 eggs, one at a time. We want to incorporate this egg nice and slow, so slow speed till you got a nice smooth mixtures. And here I've got some melted dark chocolate. Good quality dark chocolate, 70%. No need to go higher because it will be bitter and it will be thick and it won't set into the cake. But I'm just going to add that to my mixture.
Look at that. Now, with most Christmas cakes, you can make it up to a month before, then you feed it with your brandy and so on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't make it too much in advance. I mean, I will recommend to do it a month before.
OK.
If you do it too well in advance, all the nuts inside, they can go a bit soggy. We don't like soggy nuts in cakes.
We don't like soggy bottoms at all,
no.
do we?
Now you can see the warmth of the chocolate just combine the butter together, and you're going to get a beautiful mixture here. And now we're ready for our dry ingredients. So I got some plain flour. Always sift your flour, very important, to stop those little lumps you get, you know, when you open your packets or something. That's plain flour, so that goes in, just dissolving this grain, so that's done. And now I'm going to add all the lovely spices. So 1 teaspoon of mixed spice, got some cinnamon, and finally a good grating of nutmeg. That goes in, and oh, that smells gorgeous. So that's in, and I'm just going to stir that. So that's all incorporated nicely. I don't want to over mix it. Now time for some extra juices. So I've got a lemon. There we go. And a Christmas cake wouldn't be a Christmas cake without...
Booze!
Booze, obviously. My magic cupboard.
Ah!
And no brandy this time. This time we're going for orange liquor. So that goes in. A good splash. After making the cake, you need to keep some for feeding the cakes. I love that thing, feeding the cakes. So our mixture is all done, and now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So you need to get some good quality mixed peel. It needs to be juicy, it needs to be moist and lovely. So that goes in. I've got golden sultanas and raisins who've been soaked in more orange liquor.
How English have you become since you've lived here?
I grew up with a mother who was completely Anglophile, so I've been an Anglophile all my life. So, and of course, I've been living here now for 23 years, so I do love living in Britain.
You do, you do.
But and I love all the traditions. So for me, Christmas, it's all about working hard in the build-up of Christmas, because of course it's crazy in our range of business, in our pastry chefs. But Christmas for me is escaping in the middle of nowhere, big fireplace, lot of food. I love that. I've got some roasted hazelnut here, so that goes in. And I put them whole because I want to fan them in a cake, so you're slicing them as you're slicing your cake. I got some roasted walnut. The reason they've all been roasted, those nuts, is you're going to get some crunch as you eat this cake. Finally, I got some glacé cherry, natural glacé cherries.
Yeah.
You can see they're not bright fluorescent red. That's the proper stuff. I've got my tin here, prepared, slightly buttered, and double lined, because that cake's going to take a couple of hours in the oven.
The top tip for somebody who wants to bake this cake is what?
Follow the recipe. Baking and patisserie is a science. So that goes in the oven.
What temperature?
150, nice and low, nice and relaxed. And I've got one
voila!
We made earlier. So when it comes out from the oven, let it completely cool down. Give it a good splash of more orange liquor and wrap it with cling film and just keep feeding it once a week. I've got here some apricot jam. I'm just going to brush it all over. We've got a lot of lovely glacé fruit here. This is the centerpiece. That's your flower display on Christmas Day on your table. So just go wild, go crazy, go over the top. That's what I do.
So what have we got on top? We've got pecans.
We've got pecan, we've got some lovely glacé fruit. And like I said, this is like almost like a flower display.
What is that? Is that glacé tomatoes?
Clementines.
Oh,
Glacé clementines. More glacé cherries.
Oh.
And I've got a few walnut, we're just going to squeeze in between. And for a little bit of greenery, some peeled pistachio. And for a touch of gloss, let's glaze them with our apricot.
Brilliant. Is it done?
It's almost done. For the final touch, one of my favorite things. I mean, I love edible glitter and I love pure gold. You just highlight some of the fruit and that gives you a stunning finish, don't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric Lanlard's gilded masterpiece. You can have your cake and eat it. All the festive flavours baked into a fabulously rich chocolate orange Christmas cake and not a hint of marzipan. Jane Parkinson is here matching booze with Eric's cake. Not easy, is it, actually, to match booze with cakes?
Absolutely right. Chocolate especially. So a lot of people often go for port, but what I've got today is something that's an alternative to that, which is a gin, a slow gin, which is a gin for me that just sings of Christmas. It's got all these lovely red berry flavours and spice, and especially good at matching with chocolate, and that's why I've served it today.
That's perfect.
Yeah?
Because it really cut through the cake. I mean, it's quite a sweet cake because of the fruit and extra jam and everything. So that really worked together.
Tell us what you think of this cake.
I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm not really a fan of Christmas cake generally, so giving it that extra chocolate twist is good. But what I love about it is the chocolate is not too rich. I think it's lovely.
Instead of having a boring old Christmas cake with boring old sherry, you have this ridiculous Christmas chocolate cake with slow gin, courtesy of Jane and Eric. Go do. For all of the recipes you'll need this Christmas, go to foodnetwork.co.uk.